up, Mustard Man? You already know what it is, man. We back with another video. And double upload. You feel me? We don't change fits for double uploads. We just change the videos on these silly hoes. Yeah. Real player. Yeah. Okay. Hey, shout out to everybody who subscribed already, man. We going up, man. Make sure y'all keep running views up. Tell people about me, man. You already know, wrote 300,000, give or take 1 million. That's what I'm reaching for this year. You feel me? And if I go past that, then shoot, all praise be to God. Alright, so, yeah, today is a different video. I'm about to tell y'all. I be knowing the video, but I like to say the specific. You feel me? Like what the title is. I don't like to just saying like what the video kind of about type job. You feel me? If you catch what I'm saying. But, this video says survive pilot told what he experienced in the Bermuda Triangle. And I am very interested when it comes to stuff like that. I never go nowhere near the Bermuda Triangle ever a day in my life. But hey, I want to see what other people have experienced. If he's talking about what he's talking about and he's true about what he's saying, you feel me? And he's keeping all the way 100 and keeping it real. I want to know. So, that's what today's video is about. If y'all watch all my previous videos, you know what to do. If you're new and you haven't watched all of my previous videos, then you know, hey, let me listen to what he's about to say. All right. For one, I'm solid, I'm real, I'm funny, and I'm authentic. Hoes up, better get your dough up. Okay. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their mama, their daddy, their auntie, their uncle, their cousin, their brother, their sister, their lover, their niece, their nephew. I be forgetting about them folks too now. Gotta tell them folks. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your secret lover, your side piece. Don't forget the side piece. Your best friend, they friend. Your real friend and your fake friend. Your cousin, real friend and fake friend. The lady that your mama be telling all your business to, tell her. The lady that your daddy be with, tell her. The dude your mama be with, tell him. Yeah, tell everybody, tell the world about me. Come over here to Monster Reactions. The best reactions on YouTube. Come on now, let's be real. So, with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get into this video. Watch all the way through. Thoroughly. Thank you, thank you. Get those views up because it's kind of ravishing. Make sure you like too. Let's get into this video, man. Nigga came on loud and scared me before the video started. I ain't hold it.
If you're wondering just what you're getting into, Raid Shadow Legend.
What up, what up?
Is there a place on Earth with more myths than the Bermuda Triangle? The most mysterious part of the ocean from where
these alloy mine drinks
it's
A1.
a zone of anomalies.
And I'm not even
for aliens, various military experiments.
Shit, stop my whole conversation. Did he just say zone of anomalies? What?
Portal to another dimension. There are many different stories about the Bermuda Triangle, and most of them are very far from reality. But sometimes, in the Triangle Zone, something happens that even causes skeptics to fall silent. Because it's hard to argue with a living witness. But is it possible to believe their words? To finally understand the secrets of the Bermuda Triangle, I decided to conduct my own research. First, I want to briefly remind you what this abnormal zone is. The Bermuda Triangle is the name for the area in the Sargasso Sea, which can be outlined with a triangle. At one corner is Miami, another the islands of Bermuda, and the third point is San Juan, Puerto Rico. However, though some people like to stretch the dangerous area in different directions, I'll stick to the generally accepted version. The surroundings of the Bermuda Triangle are constantly traveled. Various ships cross here, from cargo ships to cruise ships and pleasure boats, and airplanes constantly cross the sky over this triangle. But the bad reputation never fades. It all started with Flight 19. On December 5th, 1945, 5 American aircraft were on a training flight in the Bermuda Triangle area when they suddenly disappeared. All 14 pilots, as well as the 13 crew members of the aircraft that performed the search for the missing planes. And so far, no one has been able to determine the exact cause of what happened. So, the legend was born, a danger zone with an area of 1.3 million square kilometers, or roughly 500,000 square miles, which is also sometimes...
You little alloy
Hey,
pieces in here,
you
so
wanna save
hit.
money when you shop online? You should click right here and
That's what I'm
download
chewing.
No,
You
no,
got
no, no, no,
blood.
no. Don't click there. Click here.
I would, but baby, I gotta finish my
Click
video.
it.
Sometimes called the Devil's Triangle.
I hate that
After
name.
this incident, the number of references to the anomalous area began to grow. People remembered that sometimes some really strange things happen there.
This is the best
This mystery can even be traced back
healthy,
to
it
the
tastes like
time
candy.
of Christopher Columbus. Fans of mysticism claim that the famous explorer passing through this zone saw an incomprehensible object flying away into the sky, accompanied by a strange glow. Columbus also noticed that his compass behaved very strangely in this area. Does this mean that paranormal activity began in the Bermuda Triangle a very long time ago? If you believe the first story regarding unusual disappearances, then everything is much more serious than some may at first believe. One cargo ship and 3 aircraft, along with all passengers and crew, were lost in the Bermuda Triangle just during the period from 1945 to 1950. And this is not counting the case of Flight 19. In fact, there are many such examples. Incidents in the Bermuda Triangle even have their own Wikipedia page. The influence of the triangle even extends onto land. In 1969, 2 small lighthouses on the tiny island of Great Isaac Cay completely disappeared. Neither they nor the bodies of those involved were ever found.
No.
True, Tropical Storm Anna swept nearby during the same period. Are these events connected? I have no doubt. But the mystical events of the Bermuda Triangle are most certainly not always without witnesses. Along with more than 900 dead, there have been 19 survivors. I think most of them will not be able to tell us much of anything. Too much time has passed. But there's at least one person in the world who's ready to share information about this mysterious place. And this person is not just a theorist. He experienced abnormal activity himself and managed to survive. His name is Bruce Gernon. On December 4th, 1970, Bruce, along with his father and his business partner, took off from the island of Andros, heading for Miami Beach.
I remember.
It wasn't his first time making this flight, and everything went as usual. The trip should have taken about an hour and a half. Bruce was piloting a Beechcraft Bonanza light engine aircraft. Immediately after takeoff, he noticed a small cloud. The plane rose to an altitude of about 300 meters, or about 1,000 feet, and the cloud also rose with them. It grew literally before their eyes, but the aircraft managed to slip through it. After 10 minutes had passed, and at an altitude of 3,505 meters, or about 11,500 feet, another cloud appeared. It was so large that Bruce again had no choice but to fly directly into it. Everything around immediately turned black, although there was no rain. The pilot noted strange white flashes that were not like lightning. They were so bright that they lit up everything. After about half an hour, Bruce suddenly realized that this was the same cloud through which they'd flown earlier. It had the shape of a ring, a kind of giant donut-shaped cloud. Bruce saw no way to escape from the captivity of this strange cloud when suddenly he noticed a small clearance. This...
Bruh, just so y'all, you feel me? Y'all know. Obviously, these like just graphics, for example. But nigga, imagine you on that tiny behind plane and you traveling and you and that guy turned pitch black through a cloud. I'ma cry.
Was his only chance.
I'ma cry.
The hole
I'ma
looked
cry.
like a tunnel just over one
I'm
and a
grown.
half
I'ma cry.
kilometers or 1 mile wide and
I don't
about
care.
16 kilometers
You in the
or
sky on a
10
small
miles
little
long.
plane like that?
At the very end of the tunnel, he could see blue sky. But as soon as the plane entered the tunnel sharply narrowed. The walls of the tunnel were curved and shrinking.
Man, I ain't gonna hold it, but think about this though. Folks be coming up with stories so they can be a part of the story. You feel me? Yeah, folks come up with stories so they can be a part of the story. Right. Boom. My thing is this though. If he telling the truth, you know how wild that is? You know how scary that is for that man to have lived through that? Like, that's mind-blowing to even experience such a thing.
Continuously closing in. The whole of the interior was covered with small gray threads of clouds that spun counterclockwise right in front of and around the aircraft. The navigation instruments malfunctioned, spinning maniacally in the glass dials. Fortunately, Bruce managed to break out of this strange captivity. About 20 seconds passed, but at that moment, no one cared. The plane was enveloped in a strange fog. The pilot immediately contacted ground control to determine their location, but the dispatcher could not see the aircraft on radar. Is this possible? Theoretically, yes. Interference can affect radar instruments.
Okay.
But what happened next scared everyone, including Bruce himself. The dispatcher suddenly announced that the plane was already in the sky over Miami. Let me remind you, this flight usually takes about 75 minutes, but only 47 minutes had passed, a little more than half the time. Bruce's plane couldn't have accelerated to such a speed. The design of the aircraft simply didn't allow for such a thing. Gradually, the fog cleared and the pilot saw that he really was above Miami. Returning to the ground, Bruce checked the amount of fuel used and the clock. Everything looked as if the plane had suddenly teleported from one point in space to another, by itself, without the help of engines. As if the plane had gone through a portal. I agree, this all sounds completely unbelievable. However, the news of the strange journey quickly spread through the media, and later Bruce even published a book regarding his theory of what had happened on that fateful day. In his opinion, the electrically charged fog surrounding the plane was to blame for everything. Professor David Pears agrees with Bruce. The fog formed between two areas of lower and two areas of higher pressure over Florida. Usually, such zones create powerful thunderstorms, but it's not due to just this alone. The ionized air, which creates that eerie fog, also disabled the compass, according to the professor. But what about the appearance of the aircraft having somehow moved in space? This apparently can be explained by dark energy. This form of energy, existing so far only in theory, is responsible for the accelerated expansion of the universe.
Bruh, I'm trying to tell y'all. For one, you ain't got to be concerned about me doing none of this type of traveling. I'm not going nowhere near it. I'm not playing my life like that. Bruh, if you watch the show called The Flash, dark energy, dark matter is real. And it's like a time enhancement type thing. Like that's how Flash got his superpowers, and that's how he speed through time and he able to time travel. You feel me? It might sound crazy because I'm comparing it to a character, a superhero that's man, listen.
Researchers believe that dark energy can be used to create a special engine, allowing us to travel huge distances in fractions of a second.
Facts.
Just like with Bruce's plane. This is a very complex hypothesis, which involves something like a curvature bubble that alters space and time. Generally speaking,
I believe it.
This is difficult to prove, at least for anything in the near given future. A much more interesting question is where the dark energy could have come from above the Bermuda Triangle. Any ideas? Of course, if you want, you can always come up with some explanation. And many mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle certainly have completely non-mysterious explanations. Ships and
Hold on.
Time to scout.
planes can fall victim to storms. Some eyewitness accounts are fictitious. Some details are embellished. Also, according to some, the number of ships and planes missing in the area is no more and no less than any other part of the world ocean. Statistically speaking, of course. But still, in the Bermuda Triangle, there is something strange, something fascinating, and something inexplicable. If you like the video,
Well, I do like the video. That was crazy. That's enough information to take in for a whole year. All right. So, if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend. Remember, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. As long as you take yourself with you. Monster Mall, we out.
Don't hurt anymore. My heart's been broken, maybe worse than before. I tried to love, but that shit don't open doors. Tears of angels. Went to the pen, I did a bid. I'm plugged with the cartel. I get roadside assistance, they deliver the bill.